Hello there, Kingspeed here, back again, double upload, I don't care. Today we're going to do a tier list of every aq3d cross skill. Of course, take this with a grain of salt. Well, I mean, you always should take things with a grain of salt in tier lists because of, well, one simple aspect, opinion. But oh boy, I know Twitter, and Twitter doesn't give a shit about opinions. It will just fucking mercilessly you for your opinion. But even then, that person that gave a different opinion trying to tear you and rip and tear decided to have a different opinion for some fucking reason. To be honest, why am I even talking about Twitter? If I dare to talk about Twitter any longer, the fucking Twitter cancelers are about to come to my doorstep and cancel me for no fucking reason just by talking about Twitter because of one incident. Or actually many incidents. But we're not going to talk about them because most of them are old and some of them are not worth even discussing. Because I'm not a drama channel, I don't want drama in this whatsoever. So if you're gonna cause drama, go fuck yourself. Because I don't need it. Neither do you. So go back to where you came from. You Twitter freaking hog. But anyway, continuing on forward with the first cross skill in aq3d being the warrior cross skill. Insta D. Solid D. Not too good, not too great, but does its job well, aka in its cases. Because, well, if you ever tried class ranking, you would see lots and lots and lots and lots of warrior cross skills. Like, holy shit. There's a lot. And for good reasons as well. Because, well, if you want to get all the reaping benefits of getting all the EXP, gold, and class EXP, and maybe items, even though they're not going to be very useful. They're not even sell that high as well. Most likely 1 or 0 gold because of the Barrow's Point farm. And nobody wants to change that because, well, aq3d is just going to nerf it. Because Arctic just wants to make the class ranks as boring, painful, and plain and slow as possible. Which that I say, go fuck yourself. If you're gonna keep on nerfing very high class EXP productions, then why not just create a EXP dungeon? Maybe even add a gold dungeon for those hogs that think they don't have enough gold, even though they have like fucking 10 million gold, and say it's not enough. Why would you even need 10 million gold in the first place? I mean, I have 500,000 and I'm happy with it. I don't need any more because I don't have an excuse to buy something expensive like, I don't know, the 1 mil armor set, which is, what the fuck, why would you waste your money on that? Get a life. Back to the cross skills at hand. It's very good in its situations. And solid AoE, a hit scan insta. Basically, whenever you cast it, it will instantly do damage. Of course, there's like a 1 second delay, but even then, like a half a second delay, but even then, it's not really that noticeable. Just, there we go, it's done. Of course, there is a quote-unquote better counterpart to this, which kinda is a better counterpart, but kinda isn't. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, good AoE, serves its role perfectly. Bit of crowd control because of its, well, aggro generation for some reason, and nobody notices it, because I sure do. It's like there's one tank guy that literally just aggro the entire fucking mob, and I just use one sizing slam, and all the arrows to me. And I die instantly, because I'm not a tank. Pretty interesting. So yeah, tanks. Equip this skill if you really want aggro. But yeah, as again, serves its purpose well. Not the best, not the worst. Solid D, no need to brag about. Next one, Ruin Siphon. Lower than Seismic Earthquake, which is a Warrior C, because, well, it's more situational, and it's not doing its job very well. Don't get me wrong, the tick damage can be sometimes good, but in other times against like a boss or something, it's, nah, not good. bad. Just don't use it. Just don't. Of course, for rogues, that is a solid yes, and might be to like B tier. If this was like a class rank thing with the cross skills at hand and everything else, but we're not gonna make it that complex. No. Even though I like complexity, for now let's just keep it simple. Maybe next time, or maybe never. I don't know. But yeah, with rogue, it's like a bit of like a sub-class cross skill for rogue, kind of like because of one thing, it does a poison debuff on the enemy, which we all rogue players know we need to get that poison counter up to 8 immediately so we can do the big bomb poison. Something to say. I don't know, maybe they updated it so it won't work anymore like that, but I don't know. I haven't played Rogue in like freaking 2 years now. Also, you're only gonna play it when I'm gonna do class ranks, aka ranking Rogue to 50. Who knows? But for the most part, it's kinda decent, but doesn't really put the effort into making its situations viable in a way. Now, Rogue's cross skill F. Just F. It's useless. Just don't use it whatsoever. The only use you can get it out of is if you're playing Rogue, and only Rogue. If you try to use it with any other fucking class, just no. And the reason for it is because of the double damage if a enemy is poisoned. Of course, the counter option you can use, but what if there's a rogue class in a dungeon? And that's not to say, do you really see that many rogue players in like top tier dungeons? Do you? No, tell me, do you? Just a simple question. Do you? No? Then shut up. Okay? But yeah, F. Just don't use it unless you're rogue. Just don't. Just keep it to only rogue. Just don't use it. Don't think about it unless you're rogue. Because rogue is a greedy ass piece of shit. Now, onto the Guardian exclusive skill, aka you need to pay money in order to get this cross skill, which is very fucking useful in one-on-one combats with enemies, aka if you really need to draw extreme aggro on an enemy, aka a boss, more effectively, because, well, a boss is more suitable for this cross skill. And sorry about that, a bit of technical error happened for some reason. But back to what I was saying about the Guardian class skill, is its effectiveness against bosses, aka drawing their aggro towards you as a tank. Because, boy, it draws a lot of aggro. Of course, the damage is nothing to scoff at, it's quite pathetic. But the aggro, the ching, it's very good. Of course, a bit more situational than Seismic Slam and Ruin Siphon, but not as freaking greedy as a fluctuation. So, E tier. I know some tank mains is gonna say, what the fuck, man? There's like lots of aggro on it. Why would you put it so low? Well, because of its situation. AKA, you need to be a tank, and on top of that, it has to be a boss. Like, now look, sure, you can be used for normal enemies as well. I'm not arguing about that. But normal enemies, they come in groups, not one-on-one. Unless somehow there is enemies that are just alone there, sitting there, with no other enemy to keep it protected as well. But I don't see that, and neither do you. Do you? No? Good. Well, now that's out of the way, let's go on to Rend. Insta-A, just, if you don't know why it's Insta-A, then you either didn't get the cross skill, didn't read the description, or never use it in your entire life, because 50% armor strip, just complete 50% armor gone from a single enemy. Yes, please, just Yes, 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 and just yes. And if you get a full party of rend, well, you can say goodbye to that boss in less than a nanosecond. Or unless it's like level 31 and scale, then maybe not so much, but even then, the DPS is very noticeable once you have like lots of rends on an enemy. Of course, it has a low expiration date, but even then, that's understandable because like 50%? Oh, that's royalty, my friend. On to the next one, and it's my worst nightmare and the first PTSD that I would ever had in my life. And if you don't know what kind of cross kill I'm talking about, it's giving me PTSD flashbacks. And if you're not a fan of Beerus's content, with one stream with the bush fight, which is now gone, you would know that I was Zerker, and people were spamming holy bolts, and I was constantly, those holy bolts were constantly shoved up my ass. And now, I'm afraid to even look at the freaking holy bolt. And whenever I see somebody using a holy bolt, I instantly get flashbacks, and I'm instantly pissed off and fucking scared of my life. I can't even use the holy bolt. I am so fucking afraid of it that I can't even muster the guts to even use it. Which I would instantly put in F tier, but I know if I do that, the aq3d community is gonna tear me to shreds for not putting it into S tier. So here you go, aq3d community. I'm gonna put it in S tier. You fucking lunatistical fox. Yeah, fucking holy bolt. I do not want to use that holy bolt ever again. I am still fucking afraid of it. There's nothing you can do to make me not afraid of it. Nothing. Now, let's go to the necro skill, aka bone cage glitch. And it's not even a good glitch, it's a very, very bad glitch. If it would work 100% of the time, it could be actually very fucking useful. Maybe like B or A tier. Like that's a good spot. Like that's a good spot to be in because of its silencing abilities. And if you don't know what kind of debuff is silence, it basically makes enemies, bosses, or even yourself when enemy silences you to make you basically disabled. You can only use your attack. You can't use your items. You can't use your skills. You're just hitting them with your stick. And as we all know, our main primary source of damage is our skills, meaning whenever we get silenced, we get pissed off and break our keyboards in half or throw our phones into the fucking stratosphere. But when we silence an enemy, we just laugh in the evilness, just say, ha, get fucked, nerd. So yeah, not too good, especially in PvP. This could have been great in PvP, but it was, it's but now you're wondering, why is it so bad then? If silence is such a great thing to have, well, it does a piss poor job of it. As again, it works 50% of the time, aka sometimes it doesn't even do a job. You summon it, and yet the enemy still attacks you, and on top of that, it still uses skills. And in PvP, you get the point now, because your enemy in PvP can use its skills, and on top of that, it can use its basic attacks to fucking fuck you. So yeah, this could have been a great skill because it literally just silences not only your enemy's basic attacks and their skills, completely making them immobile, but because of this glitch in the coding, no, don't use it. If you ever use it, just no, don't. You're gonna be a menace to society if you use it. Just please keep this thing away and just forget about it. Just don't even think about it. Just keep it there and just say goodbye. Let's go on to the other one. Sprint. It's higher than Rogue, but it's still F tier. It's very situational. I can think of some ways, like the Arknol's raid boss, full fling, and some other stuff. But to be honest, it's too situational, and even then, it's just a minor speed boost that lasts like not that much. And even then, you have a trial form to do that for you. Of course, you can't use your trial form in combat, but even then, either gut it up or just be a pussy. Oh shit! I said the word. Fuck. Who cares anyways? But yeah, Ninja Sprint Skill. I see its situational uses and it does a good job at it, but it's too situational and it's complete doo-doo. Just like there's been another technical error for some fucking reason. Don't know why, and shut up Discord. Don't know why it is, why it's even happening, and it's always on the 7-minute mark for some reason. Let's just continue on forward. Just pray to God it doesn't do that again. And as I was saying about the sprint skill, just be more cooperative and just win, I guess. And just I don't like seriously. I don't even know what to say about the sprint speed. I see situations, and it's not that much. It's not that much. It does a good job at it, but I don't think so. Just no, just no. Yeah, okay. Wild shout, berserker skill. B. The reason why I give it B is it could be very freaking useless to holy shit, I am my fucking arms and swinging in fucking Mach 4. Holy shit, because the reason why is because this thing can fucking stack. Let's say you're in a group of 5 and you stack shouts. Well, you really notice the freaking DPS just increase, like not big, but you see it increase like holy shit, that's more DPS than usual, my friend. And if we're talking Arcanoid Raid with 20 players, everybody using shout as pirates. Oh, there's bullets flying all over the place in fucking Mach 4. That's a lot of speed. Like holy shit, can everybody just fucking calm down? Holy fuck. And if there's like 20 people and they're all berserkers, and on top of that they're like really low health, they have their ultimate on, well, they're most likely not at Mach 4, but most likely going to Mach fucking 10. Holy shit. Of course, it's situational because you're gonna need lots of players, because if you're just doing it by yourself, it's not really much of a big impact. But because it's stackable, and at the same time, if you have many people, well, that only benefits all classes, but it really benefits Berserk because they can just be fucking supersonic and just go, haha, you're too fucking slow, kid. Get a real speed boost. But yeah, that's the end of that. And this is where the Seismic Slab upgrade comes in. Well, quote unquote upgrade, which is Blitz's Blitzing Blizzard. Try saying that 10 times fast. I don't really know where to put it at, because, well, I do. It's D tier as well. Of course, the reason why it's lower than Seismic Earthquake is because it has a cast time, which you need to stand still. Well, you can move around and place it a little bit better by moving around to really know where to put it in, but because of the casting time, and it's very situational, aka EXP farms, you can get killed instantly before you even use your cross skill. So you have to be very careful when to use it, and at the same time double check if you can use it. But if you manage to pull it off, it reaps great benefits, because not only is it also almost insta scan, aka when it's placed down it instantly does damage immediately, and at the same time it does tick damage, meaning you can tag enemies way more efficiently, and meaning your chances of missing some enemies it decreased from like 80% to 90%. That's a big margin, meaning you're from only missing 20% of the time, you're only going to miss it 10% of the time. And that's a huge gap. Like, that's a huge gap. May seem not that much, but trust me, it's a lot. So, yeah. But because of the cast time and not as brain dead of a mechanic, and just place it down whenever, you need to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings and situational awareness. But still, it does give great benefits and does its job perfectly. But again, it's very situational. It needs more practice on it, and yeah, not that great, but still, hey, class EXP is very hard to farm, my dude, especially if you don't have EXP tokens to pair it up with. Now, lucky shot, 8 tier. Now, I know you're running, what the fuck, this should be like something like B or C tier, it's not that good. Well, you're wrong, my friend. It's very useful for all classes, actually, and especially it's 100% rate of crit, meaning no matter what, your shot will always crit, no matter the circumstances or anything. It was just gonna be a direct crit, and it could be to either like, now let's say for instance like the Ragnarok boss fight or the Wolf boss fight. Whenever you use Lucky Shot, you can do over 500 damage each, and you will lean, or maybe 600, or maybe 700 if you're lucky. That's the name, Lucky Shot. But yeah, and if you know why it's very good to have like 670 or 700 or 500 damage on a boss like Ragnarok or Wolfwing or even Noxus, if people still play Noxus at this day, most likely the new players, you would know that that's good damage, and knowing you always crit, yeah, this is a pretty good cross skill. Not the best, but it is really good. It's not situational as well. You can just use it wherever you want to, and it benefits all the classes as well. So pretty good in my opinion. Very good. And now disengaged, glitched, higher than bone cage. Instead of bone cage, which is absolute doo doo garbage, disengage is very looks like another fucking technical problem. But thankfully, we're already wrapping up this video, so hopefully there won't be any fucking more. And again, it was on the 7-minute marker. Apparently, the number 7 is not lucky after all. It's a curse. Interesting. But yeah, disengage. Fun. It's fun. You know it. I know it. Well, not everybody knows it because they don't have disengage, but you know the things you can do with disengage. You have to know what you can do with disengage. It's very useful for all classes because of its one mainly purpose that everybody uses: getting out of bounds or getting to restricted places that they shouldn't be otherwise. Yeah. If you think that's not busted, well, sure, it's not busted, but it is fun psyching out players thinking that you're a hacker or some sort of glitcher, even though you were just like, haha, disengage, go brr. But yeah, it's very fun. Like, seriously, I don't know why would you use this skill to get out of bounds or go to the restricted place, because if you don't use it, good luck getting there. Sure, there's some out of bounds places or like restricted areas that you can get normally without disengage, but there are many areas that you will need to get disengaged in to have a chance of getting out of bounds or getting to restricted places that you shouldn't be otherwise. Now you're all thinking, well, why are you saying it's glitched then? If it's not that very glitchy, well, sure, you're not wrong, but even then, out of bounds going to restricted places that you shouldn't be is kind of considered a glitch. Maybe a coding error, or maybe just lazy code editing, or maybe something else. Either way, still, either way, a glitch is a glitch. Let's just be frankly here. But anyway, And you might thinking, well, so it's just gonna be useful for getting out of bounds places or getting to restricted areas that you shouldn't be otherwise. Well, no, it has its job to do as well. Unlike Bone Cage, which can suck a fucking cock, because it's certainly stupid. But yeah, in PvP, ooh, in PvP, especially if you're like a melee class. Let's say like you're both on low HP, and if one gets a hit faster than the other, wins. But then you have disengaged, and you know if you use gauge, you can confirmably consolidate a huge damage pool. And at the same time, if you're a ranged character as well, you can combine it with disengage. Not only are you putting an enemy on a lot of damage in PvP, but on top of that, you're ranged, meaning you can safely and securely kill him off. And then prepare for rage quits. Of course, I'm not that usually into PvP. I know the ropes about it, but for certain, knowing that you both did a fairly fair battle, and then this guy just pulls up and disengages and just kills you from afar like a coward. If that would have happened to me, I would definitely be rage quitting a bit because, like, well, he's a coward. He literally did that move just to be a coward. But to be honest, I can't really blame him. That's a really good thing. Just you're low on HP. Well, another technical error, but this time on 3 minutes for some fucking reason. That's good to know. But as I was saying, it will really fucking piss off people if you use disengage in PvP, like in that kind of scummy and cowardly way. I mean, can they blame you? I mean, that's the only option you really had if you used disengage as your cross skill. But yeah, and in-game combat, it's not that really useful. Maybe you want to like divert yourself from the enemy, but even then, the enemy will follow you unless you're like out of its zone. But even then, why would you want that? It will just reset its HP to maximum again, and you have to redo the fight all over again. So in game, not that good. In PvP, prepare for rage quits or just toxicity, or maybe he's just gonna see, GG, smart move. But even then, that's mostly gonna be very rarely because we all know ninjas and everything else, and they're very fucking serious with their damage. Like they're very serious, and if they see like some sort of new fucking quote unquote noob pirate class, just do disengage and just kill them, and you're just gonna fucking spam you. I think, maybe not. Again, I don't do PvP and shut the fuck up YouTube notifications. I did not want that. Thank you very much. But yeah. Anyway, as this concludes, as you can see, Holy Bolt S, Rend A, Quick Shot A, Berserker B, Seismic Slam, Blitz's Blizzard Blitz, and Ruin Siphon, Provoke, Sprint, Affiliation, Discharge, and Bone Prison. This is my tier list, meaning this is my opinion to how things are structured. You can have your own opinion, whatever, but yeah, this is my definite tier list for all the, well, currently existing cross skills. I know there's gonna be like healer and acolyte next up, and the same with like the sniper, but that's gonna be a long time before they're gonna be added, and even then, we have to see how their cross skills really affect the meta. But yeah, that's the end of that. Hopefully there's no more technical problems. But yeah, but okay. See you guys later.